Sneaky Nation, Warframe has officially hit update 18 on the PC, and all kinds of new features and changes have occurred in the game. Over the next few videos, we're going to be going over as many as we possibly can. In this video, we're going to be going over all the new weapons. You'll even get a new sneak peek at the new Warframe Avara, who we'll be going over very shortly in a different video. Please remember to click like and favorite if you enjoy, as always, to support the channel. If you happen to be new around here, join us in Sneaky Nation by clicking subscribe. That way you won't have to miss any more videos in the future. And I do hope you enjoy. As always, let's do this. First, we're going to check out the Rubiko, which is a primary weapon. Scope out the enemy with this long-range revolver-style rifle. So, damage-wise, it's primarily an impact damage weapon, so it's best against the corpus to help remove their shields faster. Puncture, very much less so, and then slash is the worst part of it. So take primary advantage of impact when you're trying to mod it. And also, critical chance is relatively high at 25%, so is the critical multiplier, so definitely take advantage of those with mods too. All the gameplay you're going to see in this video takes place in Tower 3 Void missions. Most of the time it's a survival mission, but there's also a mobile defense mixed in at the end as well. Anyways, the Rubico is a solid sniper rifle, and I say that as somebody who doesn't normally use sniper rifles in games because, quite frankly, I'm not very good with them. And I'm sure anybody who's watched any of my other gameplays from different games knows that fully well. But I actually felt really solid using this. I pulled off most of the shots. I do occasionally miss some shots, but most of the time I land it. And with this gun, if you actually land a headshot, you're going to get the kill. At least for like the Lancers and the, let's call them the Pawn type of enemies. The Heavy Gunners even seem to go down with one shot too if you land the perfect headshot. The Ancient, I'm not really sure because it kind of looked like that might have killed him, but he also lost some of his health before I landed a shot on him. But it's a really solid sniper rifle. I don't really think it's going to replace the need for like a Bolter Prime, a Soma Prime, or Penta even. Like, the assault rifles is still the main weapon most people are going to use to get most kills. This doesn't really have enough ammo in it, which was one of the downfalls I felt it really had. And it also has a really small clip. It takes forever to reload. But it's really enjoyable to use, and you can see they changed the look of the scopes with the update. It looks really cool now. There's even a combo meter. If you pull off successive shots, you get a damage bonus mixed in. Next up, we're going to check out the Talons, which are a secondary weapon. The claws of these tactical bombs dig into the target and detonate on command. So they deal primarily blast damage, which, as you can see in the parentheses, if you're not already aware, is a combination of both fire and ice damage mods. So make sure you mod accordingly. Now, if you've been following this series for a long time, you know I'm not personally a big fan of secondary weapons. I don't typically use them unless I absolutely have to, which is usually when either number one, I run out of ammo with my primary, or number two, I go down and you really have no other choice. The only exception to that has really primarily been the Wraith Twin Vipers. I have used those a lot, but this is actually a really awesome secondary weapon I like a lot. Basically, you throw these little devices on the ground and then you have a detonator. You can use it kind of like the Penta, so you can set up booby traps, you can line them all up in chain reactions together, you can kill multiple enemies at once, and it's just really awesome. You can pull off some really cool kills. Like, I could even make an awesome montage with this if I really wanted to. And I'm kind of tempted to because, I don't know, I just really like using them. I don't know what else to say. Next up, we're going to check out the Lacera, which is a melee weapon. In the practice hands of a master, this blade and whip becomes exceedingly devastating. So it deals primarily electricity damage. That means, of course, you can change it with different elemental mods to give it different statuses. And then the status is currently at 45%, which is actually pretty high. Take advantage of that with mods. Critical chance is really low at 2.5%, so it's kind of difficult to justify wasting a mod spot on that. The attack speed's kind of low too, so bump that up with a Fury if you'd like to. Now, I'm going to try to give this weapon the benefit of the doubt. Maybe my mods just aren't very good on it. I don't know. It's definitely a legitimate concern because, as you may be aware, I primarily played the PS4 version up to this point, and the vast majority of my time has been really dedicated to getting all the mods and everything on there and improving everything. So I'm not nearly as powerful as I can be on PC as I could be on PS4, but I don't know, this weapon just doesn't feel very solid to me. It's really cool that it has like the whip and everything mixed in, but I don't know. Like, I'm using radiation damage right now, and that's probably kind of a little bit of a downfall for certain enemies on this. But anything that's a heavy type of enemy, like heavy gunners, the ancients even, the bombards, this takes forever to take them down right now. So I'm just hoping that I need to improve my mods on it, and then maybe we'll see a change in the future. But out of all the weapons I'm going to put in this video, this is my least favorite from Update 18. And finally, we have my personal favorite weapon add in this update, which is called War. It's a huge sword, as you can see, and it looks absolutely awesome. So it was actually given to the Stalker by the sentient Hunha, which is part of the Warframe lore. However, that's a topic for a different video. So damage-wise, we can see it deals primarily impact damage, so it's going to be best against the Corpus by far. That'll help remove their shields easier. Slash damage is actually a little bit high, so it can, in essence, be effective against all factions if you get down to their flesh. Status chance and critical chance are both high at 20%, so mod accordingly. And then the attack speed on this, as you're going to see in a moment, is actually very slow, so I'd definitely put a Fury on this. So, as I'm sure you've been able to tell from the videos so far, I've been a big fan of most of the weapons added in this update, aside of course from the Lacera. But this one's my favorite because it's just absolutely awesome. It's very powerful, you can take down lots of enemies at once. I mean, sure, it's probably not the strongest melee weapon in the game, but it's still really cool to use. I don't really use too many of these huge heavy swords, but this one's definitely a nice change of pace from my typical, the Dakra Prime or the Dragon Ikana, or even something else like the Dual Ichor. But this is really cool. It's also cool that it's the Stalker's sword. I'm not exactly sure how you acquire this though. I saw on the market that you can purchase a bundle for like 500 and something platinum. But aside from that, I'm not really sure. I tried looking on the wiki, there didn't even seem to be a page for this one. There's another version of this weapon apparently that you get for completing the new quest in the update, which I'll be hopefully making a video on shortly, but it's going to take a little while. But I'm not really sure how this drops. I'm assuming it's eventually going to be a Stalker weapon, like a Stalker drop if you kill him when he comes for you. Which is actually a little bit weird because ever since this update came out, the Stalker's been coming a lot more often than usual. Like, I usually don't see him for like maybe once a month, but I saw him twice within like a 2-hour period, and I'm sure if I play some more I'm going to see him even more often. It's just really unusual. So I'm assuming they're increasing his encounter chance to try to get more people to get the weapon. I'm not even sure if he drops right now, but I guess we'll see. But it's also really cool, especially using Cleaving Whirlwind on it, because it's got these awesome combos. I love doing a couple of attacks and then he slams on the ground, or in this case she slams on the ground, and kind of like a Cloud Strife if you think about it from Final Fantasy VII with his Buster Sword. Props to you if you actually get that reference. But I don't know, it seems like it's a little out of place in Avara's hands because it's not really realistic that she's swinging around this huge sword like she is with relative ease. It would feel more in place of like Rhino's hands or Frost's hands, somebody who's kind of like beefy and bulky. Chroma even, probably Atlas too. But it's really cool regardless, and I really enjoy using it a lot, and I look forward to using it a lot more in the future too. Now, one last thing before we get going, there has been a big change that's occurred in Update 18 that I haven't mentioned yet. So, ever since the ship was first added in the game, which is where we are right now, which was like over a year ago at this point, it's remained relatively the same. However, Update 18 has made some big changes to the ship. So if we go down here, as you can see, there seems to be a lot more room in this particular area. I'm not sure exactly what's going on with this. This used to be like the spot where the Sentinel was. I'm not sure if it would be added there if I had it equipped right now. Yeah, I don't really know what's going on over there. The Foundry's still there, the mod station's still there, the Kubro station's still there. Oh, and look at this, we also have a third level down here now. So down here, there appear to be 3 different rooms. These two look relatively the same. This one's kind of enticing. It keeps having that symbol pop up. It's all lit up, so it really makes me want to go inside and check it out. However, there does not appear to be any way to do so right now, unless there's something hidden in the update. I have to explore it some more. Maybe they mention a live stream what they plan on doing with this area down here. Maybe it's just placeholder for now. This also appears to be something too. I'm not sure what they're going to do, but I'm pretty excited to find out. And I hope you are too. Anyway, Sneaky Nation, thank you so much for watching as always. I hope you enjoyed. Please click like and favorite if you did to show your support for the channel. If you happen to be new, join us in Sneaky Nation by clicking subscribe. That way you won't have to miss any more videos in the future. And I will see you next time.